today's video, let us learn about loops in Python. Okay, so there are two types of loops in Python, for loops and while loops. So let's open a PyCharm and see what are these for loops and while loops. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's open a new project. So let's keep this as so it's creating our virtual environment. So what for and while loops. Okay. So now let's create a list of numbers. So let's say num is equal to list of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now, when I print this, so I will print this nums. Now let's print this. Print the nums. So you could see here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's coming in the square brackets. That means it's printing the same list back as a list. I don't want like this. I want everything individually. How do I do that? Yes, for this we use for loops. So now let's minimize the screen. Then let's create for. Now we could create one. So for I, so make a common variable. It creates a variable in the nums. What do you mean by this? So first let's create a variable. Most common is I. So I'll keep I in nums. Okay, what's the meaning of this line? So for I in nums, that means you just have seen that when I clicked I, it's showing it as a variable. So for I, that means it created a variable in name of I. Okay. In the number list. What do you mean by this? So now here what it does is that it creates a variable. Then in that list or any range or something, it takes each of that thing into that variable I. So if that thing is over, then it'll go to the next one. Again, it'll go to the next one. Like that will continue until the list or any range ends. So now let's just print the I. Okay. So let's just print the I and also let's print the nums. Okay, so let's run this. You could see here what's the difference. You could say we got that list as I've done print before the for loop. You could see I got this as a list. But you could see here it has done everything individually. How? I'll tell you. The secret is that so it makes the variable I and it takes each of the number in I and we are printing it. So it's looping. That means after the work of under the indent is over, then it'll go to the next number and then it'll continue until the range ends. So now there is another keyword in bulletins. So let's say, so this is called range. You can see here. So we could give a number for the range. That means from 0 to 8, maybe from 0 to 8. For this, we could say, so you could see here, I'll zoom down. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is range. Now, so these are for loops. Now I'll tell you about while loops. While loops is a little similar, but you'll see. While loops. While. You could see here. So what are while loops? We need Boolean functions for this. What are Boolean functions? Boolean functions are true and false. So we have to create a statement for it. So first let's make a variable called a is equal to 0. Okay. Now let's enter then while, that means until a is greater than 10 maybe. That's it. That means so now enter a is equal to a plus 1. Okay, now let's print this so that we could see what's going on. Now let's do one. We're running it. Now let's just. So see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that it's going until 10. That means until 10 is greater than a, then a is equal to the following thing. Now let's create a list. A is equal to a list of numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So now let's say that while a, so now let's keep this length. What is this length? That means it finds the length of a string or even some lists. So now I want to find the length of a. So while a's length is equal to 10, then a dot pop. Let's attach an else statement here. Statement else a else print or a. Hey, let's assign an error for this. Hey, how to make an error for this? Let's see. So for this, there is one name called race. So let's raise non-implemented error. So it won't be implemented for that. So now we could give a string of things. So now O A is length of. For this, there's an option actually. So this. So this one, or is length is no more. Hey, give sudden error. Do you know why? Yes, because you will see here that I have popped a once, isn't it? I popped a once. That means now the length of a will be 9. So that will occur in seconds, not seconds, milliseconds. No, smaller. It will happen in such a quick time that the error will raise once you run it. So here you go. So raise non-implemented error. We have raised it. Not implemented error. OA is no more 10. Okay, friends, bye. I hope you learned something new in today's video. Thank you.